This PowerPoint is about using sports psychologists to help improve basketball performance. The role for sports psychologists is to have the coaches and players understand the limitations they are in. Players need to feel comfortable with the sports psychologist and go to him or her whenever they need, but the sports psychologist has to keep that between them and not let the coaching staff know. Good communication with coaches early in the relationship can prevent any misunderstanding between them that could later affect their relationship. If sports psychologists had coached or played basketball before, they need to try and not attempt to play coach while consulting with the players. One of the hardest things for athletes is performing well in practice, but not performing well in games. When players put on uniforms or get in front of a crowd, they seem to take on a lot of stress and pressure, and they end up choking during the games, like missing a free throw or an open layup. Sports psychologists need to use self-talk to help practice players to believe they are in practice rather than in a game. Players can use self-encouraging statements to help them relax in game settings. Dealing with basketball burnout. Burnout occurs when players no longer feel rewarded by playing or coaching basketball. Players get burnout because they never get a true off-season. Players also need proper time away from basketball. Players and coaches need to focus on important things in life, like family and real-world stuff. It is hard to take a rest during season because burnout takes so much out of players. Sports psychologists jump in and help players discuss their feelings and relax about everything that is going on. Dealing with injury. Dealing with injury for athletes can be tough. Rehabilitation and recovery is an important task for players to accomplish. Players have to mentally and physically recover from an injury. The imagery rehab script is a script for athletes to give themselves confidence and make the rehab a recovery more of a game-like setting and influence their minds to believe that they are in a game. Imagery has been proven to help athletes get back from an injury faster. The image they give themselves is healing themselves and playing the game again at the same time to help speed up the process of recovery. Bull in the ring exercise. The bull in the ring technique can be used with players when the team is experiencing tension due to an unsuccessful season or almost any team disruption. First, the players circle up around an object in the middle of the circle, and then go player by player to talk about the item and give one positive and one negative about the object. The next thing is they pull a player in the middle, and everyone gives one positive and one negative feedback about that player, but the player in the middle isn't able to respond to anyone. The sports psychologist's role is to make sure he or she keeps the purpose of the task on track and not let it get out of hand. The bull ring technique: 1. Speak freely, honestly, and forthrightly. Do not explain the brief statements. Do not openly react to the statements, and keep an open mind. The main 3 goals of bull in the ring session is team cohesion is a big one because the team has to understand why they are doing that and how it can help prevent any misunderstandings. Communication between the team, and to clear the air of any outstanding problems within the team. Humor. Coaches and athletes need to develop a sense of humor while in season. Due to a long season, it can help prevent longer determination of arguments and conflicts. Humor can help provide a little laughter and can help keep stress off of players and coaches during a long season. Humor can help build relationships on a team and later have an influence for a longer period of time. Sports psychologists come in and help players and coaches start a humorous side so that they can help prevent burnout and stimulate more satisfying atmosphere for teams to experience. And humor can help have a team success. In the first article I've provided in this PowerPoint, the purpose of this article is building mental toughness perceptions of sports psychologists. Sports psychologists work on building mentally tough coaches, and the purpose is to see what kind of coaches they mentally build through players and how the players react to them and building them mentally. Sports psychologists may have a more integrated view on how to build mental toughness because their work requires them to take into consideration perceptions of athletes, parents, and coaches. In addition to behaving mindfully, sports psychologists note that coaches need to develop certain strategies and training techniques that would facilitate the building of mental toughness. Two specific things they felt coaches needed to do to help build mental toughness was create adversity situations and implement tough physical conditioning. In the early studies, athletes report that coaching leadership skills need to be supportive and assist them with successful progression in their sport. Second article I found was the challenges of sports psychology delivery in elite and professional sports. And the challenges of elite sports psychologists, despite the limitations, the result of the current study provided additional insights into practitioners' experiencing of challenges within elite sport. Sports psychologists own deeply held values and sense of congruence, which necessarily complicate practitioners' perceptions of challenges and informs their subsequent responses to them. Valuable perspectives on the nature and characteristic of elite sport environments and involving role of sports psychology during these environments have been gleaned. Adopting a wider perspective, we hope that these insights will stimulate interest and discussion among academics, applied practitioners, and training bodies responsible for the education and training of future sports psychologists. It's hard for sports psychologists to adapt to an elite level after becoming a sports psychologist because the elite level has already witnessed a lot of the sports psychologist needs, and so them adapting to the sports psychology level of an elite level is hard within a beginning sports psychologist. In the conclusion, sports psychologists helping basketball players. Sports psychologists can be a vulnerable asset and provide resources for basketball players. They can help improve their relationships and teach them that the game of basketball isn't all they have, that there is more to life than basketball. When sports psychologists come in, they think like the players. They come in and talk about the players and how they think that after basketball, what they will have. The sports psychologist can help players action not only on the court, but away from the basketball, and help them use the skills in a real life setting. And sports psychologists can help players understand that the anger of basketball can help them provide real life settings to their everyday life and to their families.